Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. So, I realized I wasn't completely ready to film, but anyways, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a makeup and mystery video. I love this series. I just recently restarted it because I had tried to do this once before, but I didn't really like it, so I kind of canceled it. But now I'm redoing it, and I'm really excited. And today we're going to be talking about the Titanic. The Titanic crashing. Honestly, even though we know it's like it crashed, it hit an iceberg, I consider this a mystery. And I consider it a mystery because, you know, this Titanic was originally supposed to be this unsinkable ship. So how did the unsinkable ship become sinkable? Which is the question. And I was watching way too much Showtime when I was researching this case, so please forgive me. Please forgive me, but I was not prepared for this video, obviously. When I was researching this video, I came across a bunch of different things, so I might get a couple of things wrong, and I am sorry about that. But I was just thinking, I came across this really intriguing theory, and my thought process was like, I really wanted to discuss it with you guys. So I was thinking what we're going to end up doing is in the comment section discussing the different theories about what you guys think happened to cause the unsinkable ship to sink. And I've always been so intrigued by the Titanic just because it did sink in April, which if you don't know, April is my birth month. April is just really a special time for me. You know, my parents actually got married in April, and of course my birthday was in April. My cousin, who I was really close to growing up, her birthday was in April. So, like, our birthdays were actually like about a week or so apart, which was really cool. I don't actually talk to her anymore because I took my sister's side in a fight, and it's an issue. It's an issue. Ooh, he's awake, so I don't care. So I've always like been really intrigued by the Titanic, and when researching it, I didn't actually know all of this stuff. So I thought that that was this is like really cool. I mean, it's not cool that it sank, but you know what I mean. Like, I didn't know that much about it, and researching it, I found out a lot of information about it, which is what I thought was cool. So apparently, the person who had invested, which was JP Morgan, I think is what his name was, in like the business that made the Titanic, I think it was called White Star, I'm not entirely sure. They had created 3 ships, but the one ship we're not going to talk about. There was the Titanic, and I think there was another, I think it was called the Olympic. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was called the Olympic, and I'm going to use this Morphe 3B little trio, because I'm still trying out Morphe shadows. I, for some reason, feel like I like this palette, but I don't like Morphe's other shadows. So they're either hit or miss, I guess. Which is what a lot of people have said, is that they're hit or miss. So I was, when I researched this, I found that the Titanic and the Olympic, which is what I think the ship was called, were supposed to be sister ships, basically. And they looked a lot alike, but there were some, like, little differences, like, the windows were, like, different and stuff like that. Which, I mean, it's before World War I, so you're not really gonna have cameras and stuff like that to be, like, for people to put on Snapchat, not like you do nowadays, and be like, this ship looks different than what it was advertised. And so there is that. Hi, Kai. I love you. glad you love mommy too. So, I guess the question is that after hearing this theory, I actually think that the Titanic was sunk on purpose, which is crazy. So the Olympic, which is what I'm gonna call the other ship, because I think that's what it was called, was the Olympic, had apparently like a lot of problems, which the Titanic didn't have, and a lot of problems as in it had hit another ship called the Hawk and had a lot of damage. And at the time, their insurance wasn't going to cover it. So the theory goes is that they made a switch for the Titanic and the Olympic, since they were identical ships, and sunk the Olympic and to get the insurance money. And then they would have been able to fix the Olympic and still have the Titanic, which I didn't really research into how the Olympic did after the Titanic had sunk. But apparently there is a theory going around that the government had actually helped them cover this up because the government wanted to use, I think it was called White Star Lodge, is who made the boats, the ships, and the World War I was about to begin, and the government wanted to work with them when it came to boats for World War I. So, I mean, if you really research, like really delve into it, you will find a lot of very compelling, like, evidence. Well, not evidence, but, like, it seems a lot like they did do a switch and the government found out about it and the government just said, fuck it, we're going to help you cover it up because we want to work with you later. I don't know if it was because they wanted to work with them for World War I ships, but there was definitely something that was going on because they definitely, like, if this is what happened, then the government definitely helped them cover it up. So there was definitely a reason that the government would have helped them cover it up. But of course, we know people did lose their lives on the ship, and that is really what would suck if it did come out that the Titanic was sunk on purpose, and is because, like, they didn't have a care in the world for the other people that were going to be on the ship. And apparently there were, like, other station ships, like little boats around where the Titanic was supposed to sink, that they thought were supposed to, their plan would have said, like, they had enough time to get everybody from the ship to the little boats to get them to safety, which didn't happen. But I mean, you can't ever, like, that's the thing I have trouble about, is that people don't ever really think when they have plans like this about predicting, you know, how much time you have in, and you can't predict what other people are going to do in an emergency. Like, if I'm being completely honest, if I was in an emergency like that, I'm throwing my kids on the boat and making sure they're safe first, and then worrying about me second. And that's just the truth, and I'm pretty sure every mom is like that. You know, you just can't predict how other people are going to react in a crisis. And a boat sinking is a crisis. Another thing is that apparently there was a lot of celebrities that were due to go on the Titanic, but they canceled their reservations just before the crash, which is really suspicious because the Titanic was like this really big thing. So I can't imagine that celebrities that wanted to go on this ship would have canceled it for their appearance for no reason. And even the owner, the JP Morgan guy, had even canceled his plans to go on the ship. So I think it said that he said he was sick and that's why he had to cancel. It's just, like, really suspicious. And like I said, I do think that the ships were switched. I really do. I feel like there is enough evidence in just, like, saying, like, that, like, the windows were different, I believe the Titanic had windows more spaced out than what the Olympic did, and people had said that. But there's another thing. Okay, so do you remember when we were talking a little bit earlier about how the Olympic had crashed into another boat called the Hawk, and it was fucked up for better terms, for lack of better terms? Well, there is a report from a person who went on the Titanic and said that the ship was leaning kind of to the left, and it concerned him. And one of the things that happened to the Olympic after the Olympic had crashed into the Hawk was that it would lean to the left. That is the most like daring evidence to me in my mind to tell me that the Olympic and the Titanics were switched. And I mean, greed, people's money hungry, like honestly, money has no bounds as to like greed. Like, it has no bounds. Like, people will do anything to get their money. And if this millionaire man has a lot of money invested in this ship and insurance won't cover it, then of course, instead of losing more money, this man's going to want to come up with a plan to get his money back. And like I said earlier, money really, like, greed knows no limits. Literally anybody could fall victim to it. And this is something that, like, I actually think, like, that the greed is one of the reasons I think that this little plan was hatched. And of course, we don't know if this is, like, what really happened. This is honestly my speculation after having researched it for this video, is what I think. I mean, there's other conspiracy theories out there, but this was the most intriguing one and the one that made the most sense to me, which is why I wanted to feature it in the Titanic Makeup and Mystery, because this is a mystery. And I really want to know what other people think about it. About, like, do you have a theory on the Titanic? Do you think that they were switched? Do you think greed played a role in it? Because that would be my number one thing, is I think that greed played a role in it. I think that, you know, the person who invested money, and probably not just him, but other people in the company, like, who had stakes in the company, probably were all like, oh shit, we're about to be out of our money. What are we gonna do? And of course, like, as an investor, they want to protect their money, and if they can't get it with the insurance, then I think that it makes complete sense that they would find another way to get their money. By the way, I am doing a very pink lip today, which, not how I intended, but I am using the Pillow Talk palette from Charlotte Tilbury, which is pretty powdery. I didn't realize how powdery this palette was, but it's pretty powdery. I do have another Charlotte Tilbury palette that I'm going to test out also. So I have multiple palettes to test out my feelings with Charlotte Tilbury's quality. And I also have a Charlotte Tilbury palette in my Sephora cart for my April order, because I'm filming this in March. Filming this in mid-March. It's the 22nd. I still haven't done my Dragon Beauty order. I will do my Dragon Beauty order eventually. I'm just trying to be calm because I literally am planning to buy quite a bit of makeup in April. Obviously, I'm going to do a Sephora order with the VIB sale happening at the beginning of April, as well as an Ulta order. I'll probably do Ulta later in the month, just because I'm not in a rush to buy makeup from Ulta, because I always get a coupon from Ulta. I'm also planning to buy from... Okay, this definitely dried out. This is just gonna have to... Kai, are you scratching me? Silly boy. But yeah, I'm gonna do an Ulta order also. I always get coupons from Ulta. That is pretty standard.
Now we got our mouse tools. Let's go get some big red gooey fish for Mr. Pettibone.
I'm also planning to order from Lunar Beauty, which is Manny MUA's brand. I have a couple of things from there I am definitely picking up, like the brushes, and I want that Moonspell palette, or not Moonspell palette, the Moon Prism Blush palette. Also, Laura Lee Los Angeles, I'm giving her a second chance. I'm super excited about that. So I'm super excited about that. I'm going to be buying her brushes also. Blush Aesthetic palette. Jacqueline got me hooked on blush palettes. What else did I put in my cart? I also picked up her magnetic palette just because I have both my Jeffree Star ones filled, and I never think that you can run out of magnetic palettes to customize. Kai, be careful. What else am I picking up more? Oh yeah, I want to pick up the Candy Skies palette if they have it in stock. If not, oh well. And I'm gonna pick up Nudie too, I think. So that's gonna be fun also. Really hope that I was just filming. I don't know if I was or not. I'm also gonna do a ColourPop order because ColourPop is releasing in a couple of days my favorite show as a child, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh my god. I actually rewatched it on, I think it was Netflix. I think they had it on Netflix. Netflix is supposed to be doing a live action version of that show. I am so curious about that. Guys, look at that highlight. I'm using the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. Like, look at that. It's like $4. This is like $4. So good. So good. And I'm also gonna pick up some stuff from ColourPop because there's always stuff you can pick up from ColourPop. Like I have the Stone Cold Fox palette in my cart, as well as the Gone Matte palette. I also have the Taupe in my palette, the Bold and the Aries little quad, and the State Jewel collection. And Jeffree also is releasing Beauty Killer 2, so I will be doing a Jeffree Star order also in April. Hey, buddy. You want to show Mommy to show you what she's got for you? Yeah. What do I have from Jeffree Star in my cart? I have a single because, like I said, I was planning to pick up another magnetic palette, so. Picked that up. I also picked up another one of his lip liners. His, what is it? The Mini Nudes Volume 2 little bundle I have in my cart.
Are those the fish we're looking for? Yeah, there they are. The big red gooey fish. What number ducky are they under? Ducky number 5. Right. Great spotting, everybody. Now, we need to get to ducky number 5.
I love having black lipstick. It just like makes, like, I don't know, it just makes me feel good. Makes me feel great, actually. What else did I pick up? Am I picking up? The bundle for Jeffree Star Skin is sold out, so I'm just gonna pick up some products here and there. Like, I think I have the makeup cleansing balm, which is the most exciting product for me right now in the cart that's in that collection. And of course I will be picking up Beauty Killer 2 and the Ice Crusher palette. Like, I love Jeffree's highlighters. Are you kidding me? Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had fun talking a little bit with me today and seeing this beautiful baby. Yeah. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. All that social media great stuff. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it any better. Bye, guys.